गुड मॉर्निंग एव्हरीबडी. सर्व विद्यार्थी यांना शुभेच्छा. टुडे we are going to discuss new act, Information Technology Act 2000, as amended from time to time, and today we are going to discuss the various provisions under cyber law or cyber crime or cyber act. So this act has been introduced by the central government of India from 9th of June 2000. The title of the act is the Information Technology Act 2000, Act number 21 of 2000. There are total 86 sections in this act. However, we are going to discuss only few sections of this act because we are not supposed to be the investigating officers. We have to only understand what are the types of various offenses under this act, what is computer device, what is electronic record, and the definitions as well as some serious offenses, and who has the power to investigate such offenses. So first of all, we would like to understand the object of this act is this is act provided for legal recognition for transactions carried out by means of electronic data, interchange and other norms of electronic communication, commonly referred to electronic commerce. In at the international level, there was international law on marketing or trade, and after that, India also decided to bring such type of electronic records or facility act, and this act is also useful for the amendments in Indian Evidence Act section 65B as well as section 81 and the Bankers Books Evidence Act 1891 and the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934 for the matters connected to trade and banking and commerce purpose. Whereas the General Assembly of the United Nations by resolution of 30th January has adopted the model law on electronic commerce and adopted by the United Nations Commission on International Trade Law. Like that, India also prepared such kind of a model law on information technology as well as international trade and commerce, and this act was first introduced in the year 2000, and it was being passed and implemented from 9th of June 2000 as. Whereas it is considered necessary to give effect to the said resolution and to promote the efficient delivery of government services by means of reliable electronic record be enacted by Parliament in the 51st year of the Republic India as follows. It means we were celebrating the 51st year of the Republic of India, Indian government, and at the same time this act was passed in the year 2000. So this act is providing various concepts regarding electronic record and electronic documents. First of all, I would like to introduce you that even section 29 capital A of the Indian Penal Code also describes or defines what is electronic document. Electronic record, though it is not actually on seen on hard paper, it is a computerized or electronic data, and it is also known as electronic document. So the definition of document has been added by section 29A in the Indian Evidence Act, as well as it is also added in the Indian Evidence Act of 1872. What is evidence? Electronic evidence is also admissible as per section 3, and we have already seen that. Now I would like to say that the act is applicable to the whole of India, and there is no exception to Jammu and Kashmir also. There are section 2 and there are various definitions under this section 2, and those definitions are very important from our study point of view. What are the important definitions under this act? The first, section 2 into bracket small a, access. What is called access? With its grammatical variations and cognate, the expressions means gaining entry into. Access means gaining entry into or instructing or communicating with logical, arithmetical, and memory function resources of a computer system and computer network. When you start any computer device or electronic device, you can enter for the purpose of communication or giving any instructions, and these instructions and communication is based on some logical, arithmetical or memory functions. So there are some memory functions, arithmetical functions and logical functions in the computer source, and that is called access. It means an entry into the computer device or electronic device. Then next important definition is affixing electronic signature. Nowadays we have been receiving so many electronic emails, datas and certificates, and these electronic documents are signed by affixing electronic signature. This is also important study point of view, because every electronic signature of competent authority or concerned authority has been registered with the Indian government competent authority, and this affixing electronic signature is also admissible in the court of law. So that is called electronic signature. Then we are going to see certifying authority. Certifying authority means when any original record from electronic data or device has been reproduced, and then it is found to be true, not edited, not morphed, or any kind of deletion, addition has been made, then we can certify that this is authentic certified copy of the electronic record. Then second definition is 2 into bracket HA, communication device. Communication device, there are various types of electronic communication devices. Those are called cell phones, that is mobile phones, personal digital assistants, and combination of both, or any other device. There is a combination of some other devices also, and other device used to communicate, send or transmit any text or video or audio or any other images. So we see that we have facility in the mobile phone or cell phone that we can prepare video, we can also prepare audio also, and we can also create some images. And if these images, audios or videos are transmitted or sent through the communication, that is called communication device. The device through which you have communicated is very important. Then what is computer? Though we are well aware of the computer device, we should understand what is the meaning or legal meaning of the computer. Computer means any electronic, magnetic, optical or other high speed data processing device. So it means it is a high speed data processing device which is based on electronic waves, magnetic waves, optical or other high speed waves. Then a system which performs logical, arithmetic and memory functions by manipulations of electronic, magnetic and optical impulses. So there are some impulses also, and which are based on electronic, magnetic and optical. Then computer also includes all input, output, processing, storage, computer software and communication facilities which are connected or related to the computer in a computer system or computer network. So this computer network system has been seen by you, and how it has been functioning is also seen. So these all networks and all other devices which are based on electronic, magnetic and optical waves are called computers. Then what is computer network? It means interconnection of one or more computers or computer systems for the communication device through so many electronic devices. Then computer resource means computer system, computer network, data, computer database and software also includes computer resource. Then computer system, it means a device for collection of devices including input and output support devices and excluding calculators. So it does not include calculators. Then what is cyber cafe? It means any facility from where access to the internet or is offered by any person or in the ordinary course of business into the members of the public. So this is called a cyber cafe, where you have to go for so many purposes. Nowadays you are not supposed to go to the cyber cafe. Still there are some cyber cafes. Cyber security. Then what is data? What is data? Data means a representation of information, knowledge, facts, concepts or instructions which are being prepared to or have been prepared in a formalized manner and is intended to be processed, being processed or has been processed in a computer system or computer network, and may be in any form including computer printouts, magnetic or optical storage media, punched cards or purchased tapes, and stored internally in the memory of the computer. So memory of the computer is also important part of this data. Then digital signature. We have already seen what is electronic signature. Now we are going to see digital signature means authentication of any electronic record by a subscriber by means of electronic method or procedure in accordance with the provision of the section 3 of this act. Then what is electronic form? It means with reference to the information means any information generated, sent or received or stored in media, magnetic, optical or computer memory or microfilm, computer generated any kind of similar device is also called this kind of computer memory. Then we are going to see what is license. License means license granted to certifying authority under the section 24 of the Act. Then we are going to see straightway section 43 and section 65. Chapter 9 is related to what are the offenses. But before I am going to discuss chapter 9 from section 65 to section 69, it is important to note that section 66A, punishment for sending offensive messages through communication service etc., has been scrapped. It is deleted by the Honorable Supreme Court of India by a judgment in the year 2015. However, some police officers and some states have used and arrested some youths in Assam and other northeast countries under section 66A for offenses of offensive messages sent through electronic devices. So this is not an offense because the very purpose of this, scrapping this section is that the definition of offensive message is not defined under this act. So which is offensive and which is pleasant is not at all defined under this act. So this section 66A has been deleted from the year 2015, and if you come across that anyone has been arrested or prosecuted by police for the offense under section 66A of the IT Act, then you can tell the police officer or any other person that this section has been scrapped and deleted by the Honorable Supreme Court of India. So no punishment can be given under section 66 capital A. Now we are going to see section 65. What is tampering with computer source and documents? Computer source documents, it means electronic documents. Whoever knowingly or intentionally conceal, it means he is hiding something, destroys or alters or intentionally or knowingly causes other to conceal, destroy or alter any computer source code or password used for a computer program, computer system or computer network when the computer source code is required to be kept or maintained by law for the time being in force shall be punishable with imprisonment up to 3 years or with a fine which may extend to rupees 2 lakhs or with both. So the punishment for this, computer tampering, if you are tampering any electronic document in the computer system or computer network or computer program or computer system, you can be arrested by police under section 65 of this act, and the punishment for this offense under section 65 for tampering the computer document is up to 3 years imprisonment and a fine or a fine of rupees 2 lakhs or both punishments can be given. Now we will go to section 66. What is computer related offense? If any person dishonestly, underline this word, dishonestly or fraudulently or with bad intention, ill intention, does any act referred under section 43, he shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years. So you cannot, dishonestly or fraudulently does any kind of act referred in section 43, that is called computer related theft or computer related offense, then you will be punished. Then what is section 66B? Punishment for dishonestly receiving stolen computer resource. Section 66B. Punishment for dishonestly receiving stolen computer resource or communication device. Whoever dishonestly receives or retains any stolen computer resource or communication device knowing or having reason to believe the same to be stolen computer resource and communication device shall be punished with imprisonment, either description which may extend to 3 years and fine up to rupees 1 lakh. Then section 66C, capital C, punishment for identity theft. Whoever fraudulently or dishonestly make use of electronic signature, password or any unique identification feature of any other person shall be punished with imprisonment for a punishment of imprisonment, either description up to 3 years and fine up to rupees 1 lakh. Then section 66 capital D, punishment for cheating by personation by using computer resource. Whoever by means of any communication device and computer resource cheats by personation shall be punished with imprisonment, either description which may extend to 3 years and fine up to rupees 1 lakh. Then section 66E, punishment for violation of privacy. So you cannot violate the privacy of any person. Privacy is also defined under section 66E. Whoever intentionally or knowingly captures, publishes or transmits the image of private area. It's very important word is private area of any person without his or her consent under circumstances violating such privacy, or that person shall be punished with imprisonment which may extend to 3 years imprisonment and fine up to 1 lakh rupees. For example, you can see so many pornographic pictures and some, morphing is done with the computer resources by of the images, and what is private part of any person, whether it may be man or woman. What is private area? Private area means the naked or undergarments clad genitals, pubic area, or buttocks or female breast. So these 5 words come under the area of private area. That is, it means the naked or undergarment clad genitals, comma, pubic area or buttocks or female breasts. So if someone is capturing such images without consent of any person, whether he is a man or she is a woman, you are liable for the punishment under section 66E of this Information Technology Act. And if any part of his or her private area would not be visible to the public, or regardless whether that is in public or private place. If you are not publishing that those images of private area, however, if you are storing in your device, if you are keeping all these images in your electronic device, that is cell phone or any computer or any laptop or any pen drive, you are also liable for the punishment under section 66 capital E. Then we are going to see section 66F, punishment for cyber terrorism. So this is also important area where some cyber terrorist activities are also carried out. So whoever with intent to threaten the unity, integrity, security and sovereignty of India, or to strike terror in the people or any section of the people by denying or cause denial or access to any person authorized to access computer resource, attempting to penetrate or access a computer resource without authorization exceeding authorized access. So this is serious offense, and that is called cyber terrorism, and the punishment for this offense is up to imprisonment for life also. This is very important section. The punishment for this section 66F is up to life imprisonment. So cyber terrorism act is very dangerous act, and you should not assist anyone, abet, or you should not do any kind of conspiracy for such kind of offense under section 66F, that is called cyber terrorism. So please go through the details of the section. Punishment for publishing, section 67, punishment for publishing or transmitting obscene material in electronic form. What is obscene is also defined under section of the act, and if whoever publishes or transmits or causes to be published or transmitted in the electronic form any material which is lascivious or appeals to the prurient interest of the effect is such as to tend the depraved and corrupt persons who are contained or embodied in it shall be punished on first conviction with imprisonment which may extend to 5 years, rupees 5 lakh, and second offense it will be also to 5 years also punishment, and fine up to 10 lakhs. So section 66 is prohibiting the transmission of obscene material in electronic form, or even data is also stored in your device, is also offense under section 67. Now section 67 capital A, punishment for publishing, transmitting and material containing sexually explicit. Section 67 is regarding obscene material, and section 67 is regarding sexually explicit act. If someone is doing any sexual act with consent, and if this is recorded, then this kind of offense under section 67E is done. So this kind of transmitting any material containing sexually explicit act in electronic form is also an offense under section 67 capital A, and punishment is up to rupees 5 lakh fine for the first offense and 5 years of imprisonment, and if the second offense is done, it is up to 10 lakh rupees fine and 5 years imprisonment. Then section 67B, punishment for publishing or transmitting of material depicting children in explicit sexual act. So section 67B defines regarding if any sexual act of any child or children has been recorded or in electronic form, the punishment is given in this offense is a serious punishment, and this kind of punishment will be provided, and which may extend up to 7 years, 5 to 7 years. So this is serious offense under section 67B. Now section 67C, preservation and retention of information by intermediaries. Intermediaries shall preserve and retain such information as may be specified for such duration and in a manner or format as the central government may prescribe. This is section 67. 68, power of controller to give directions. So controller appointed under this Information Technology Act has power to give any order, or he is a certifying authority. Then section 68 is important. Section 69 to 70, these are not important sections. Section 70A is regarding national nodal agencies. You might have seen we have also issued certain guidelines to Twitter also and WhatsApp, Facebook, all other social media providers, service providers, that they should follow the rules under Information Technology Act prepared by the Government of India. So initially the Twitter and the WhatsApp and Facebook were not ready to cooperate the Indian government and Indian Information Technology Act. However, they have decided to cooperate, and they have decided also to follow the various directions and rules made by the central government of India. That is very important point, which is now discussed in Supreme Court as well as even various medias. Punishment for disclosure of any information in breach of lawful contract. If there is a lawful contract between the parties regarding any kind of computer data or electronic record, and if there is a breach, the punishment is provided under section 72 of the Act. Then there are various sections, but we are not supposed to study all the offenses and all the types of some computer crime. What is the purpose of forensic science student is to analyze the cyber crime and various types of scientific evidence collected through electronic devices. Section 77B, offenses with 3 years imprisonment to be bailable. If anyone is arrested under this act, he can get bail where the punishment is provided up to 3 years. But if the punishment is more than 3 years, then he will not get bail immediately from the police station. Then, what are the powers of investigating officers? The police officer of and above the rank of police inspector is allowed or permitted to carry out the investigation under this Information Technology Act. Police sub inspector or assistant police inspector or head constable are not allowed to investigate the case. They can assist the police inspector or the investigating officer. If I ask a question to you in the examination that who can investigate the cases under this Information Technology Act, your answer should be that police inspector and above rank officer like ACP or DYSP will investigate the case under section 78. Then section 80 is also important. Who has power to take search, entry and arrest? Power of police officer and other officers to enter, search any computer device or any computer record or electronic record under section 80 is given to the police officers of and above the rank of police inspector. But he can take the assistance of police constable who has also been trained under this act. So this section is very important. If the offences are committed by the companies, then punishment is provided into section 85 also. So these are various outlines of the various provisions of this act of Information Technology Act, and which is also popularly known as the cyber crime. There is every district in Maharashtra has a cyber crime police station at district headquarters. You can register any complaint or FIR under various provisions of the Information Technology Act with the cyber crime police station, and the cognizance and the further investigation will be carried out. There are various types of frauds, cyber crime frauds, cheating through banking, internet banking or any other electronic devices, WhatsApp messages or fake IDs or fake accounts. Then you can go to the police station, which is having a cyber crime police station at every district police headquarters. In charge of police station is police inspector, and he is assisted by so many police constables and officers in this unit. So this is very important act from our study point of view, and we have to understand the various legal and lawful provisions under the Information Technology Act. And it is also for the cyber crime experts and the forensic science experts to give detailed analysis report of any electronic device which is sent to the forensic science laboratory for the purpose of their opinion. If any material stored in hard disk or in a computer memory system or a cell phone memory system or memory card or even in any device, and it is even pen drive is sent, and the material which is available in the electronic devices will be analyzed by the cyber crime experts in the forensic science laboratory. These officers, scientific officers, are called as scientific officers who have been graduated from electronic and telecommunication engineering, or post graduation is also completed. So these provisions are made under the various acts. So you are supposed to study this act for the purpose of forensic science and its scientific evidence purpose. Okay, that's all.